for Scorpio today, Spirit. Feeling called to use these cards. Works. Yeah, focus on your works. Love. Nice. Queen of Swords reverse came out again with the Ace of Swords. Eight of Cups, Five of Cups. And the Fool reverse, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, so you went through some sort of like, this is telling me it was a romantic connection, specifically. That a romantic connection was undone in order for you to indulge in self-love by working on what it is that you want to work on, what it is that you want to do. You're out of this Queen of Swords energy, and whatever's behind you is sort of like trying to cloud your judgment. And it may even be that your creativity has overtaken your ability to like reason well with this person. Or this situation. At least it did at one point. But the more you focus on grounding your work and actually bringing it into fruition, loving yourself, loving your work, loving what you do, the more you're going to be like in your truth, in the truth, and wielding this sword of truth. And this person in this Queen of Swords energy going around lopping people's heads off is being seen for basically like a fool. They're a fool, and they're a fool for undoing this connection with you, and even more so for trying to keep you in like this flower energy is what I'm seeing here. This card of disappointment tells me that this is your transmutation card, because this is a Scorpio ruled card, and there's these lotuses coming out of these cups and almost this like bloody base. So there's some energy of like this came up in the reading the other day, a blood like it's not like a blood sacrifice, but the example that came up the other day was like there's in this book by Eduardo Duran called Healing the Soul Wound, a veteran loses his hand in war, and he's encouraged by the counselor Eduardo Duran to offer that hand that he lost up to the spirit of depression which he was experiencing, so that he could learn the lesson about it. So you may have like literally lost a physical piece of yourself, and if you did, I am not even sure what to say about that, except that I mean, I really don't know what to say about that. Queen of Cups, yeah, it's put you in this place of being able to like wield your emotions like a boss. Like you have ultimate control over your emotions, and you have maybe more emotional capacity than most people. You might have the ability to feel and hold and contain more emotions than the people around you. And maybe this disappointment is like actually that people or the things you've encountered or the situations you've encountered feel shallow to you at this point, because you have suffered so much. Seven of Wands coming out again. About this is that the truth of this situation is that you have like beaten your contenders, and you've come out on top of this situation, and it's occurring. But again, you're being called to focus on the beauty way, focus on creating, maybe pick up a new creative endeavor, like start painting. Carl Jung comes to mind. He liked to paint or illuminate. The manuscript called The Red Book that he wrote, he would like write down his journals and his dreams, and he would just illuminate them like the priests in old like medieval Europe. Somebody's giving you an offer that's just not emotionally fulfilling. You're beyond this. You're at a point where this is not going to fulfill you justice. You will be receiving justice for this, especially this disappointment, Eight of Cups, whatever it was you were creating, and your works, like focusing on your creations, is bringing in justice for you. Feeling in my solar plexus, like somebody's been trying to literally prevent you from doing what it is that you want to do. And what you want to do is literally just create artistic things and heal and be in a space of like love and truth. And whoever is working against you, potentially a lover with the lovers here, is just trying to prevent you from being you. So I'm glad that you've been able to withstand that energy, and I'm sorry that you might still be having to deal with it. And if you are, just know that the beauty in the world, yeah. This cross has come up a couple of times. Sorry, I went to grab this deck and then this cross came out. You might be 36 and dealing with this until you're 38, according to that reading, for like the next 2 years. Telling me like the energy of Jesus, right, is unconditional love, and he was not treated well, right? I mean, he was crucified, which is why we use the cross to represent the energy of his unconditional love. He was crucified for his beliefs and became martyred for it, and he was the Son of God, according to, you know, most stories about Jesus. You might be encountering like a new relationship with Jesus. This is what's coming through, actually, that with that blood sacrifice idea, the whole idea of Jesus being crucified on the cross was he died for our sins. And you might actually be like coming to a place of believing Jesus died for your sins, or recognizing that sacrifice so that you don't have to suffer anymore. Like, you might actually be like having your actual come to Jesus moment, which is what I'm hearing for some of you. I know not everybody believes in those traditions, and I think, I mean, as somebody who grew up in a very like toxically sort of Christian tradition, I had to look into like, where did these traditions come from? And they came from pagan places initially, and then they were adopted, and then the Bible was changed by, you know, people who wanted to run countries, and so it became a political thing. But the truth of Jesus's energy, and eventually, if you ever heal from that or decide that that's something you want to explore, is literally just unconditional love. And Spirit's unconditional love for you is what he represents. The mouse and the stars. This is gossip, people talking about you. I always think about like the rats in the walls, the story by H.P. Lovecraft, when the mouse comes up, because this guy is going crazy in that story because he keeps hearing rats in the walls that like may or may not be there, and he sort of is in a state of psychosis. And it's possible that whatever was said about you or was being said about you in this situation, especially by this Queen of Swords person, this fool who was trying to prevent you from actually succeeding in your creative works, was really affecting your mental health. It may also be that you've opened up to a part of yourself spiritually that's able to intuit signs from spirit that is offering you clairaudience. That's coming through right now, and you're being encouraged to see that clairaudience as something coming through as like an ego death for you. Like the spirits of the ancestors passed on, or the ancient ones. But the thing is about clairaudience is it really needs to be accepted, I think, like any of our psychic gifts, with this idea of unconditional love. Like, it's not our place to judge or to persecute or to embrace negative entities or negative perceptions of people. And in fact, if you do embrace negative perceptions of people, then clairaudience becomes like something else, right? Something less productive for your mental health. And I don't want to say that it becomes like schizophrenia, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a psychiatrist, and I can't exactly say what that would be, but just make sure that what you're embracing for yourself spiritually, I'm seeing here, is helping you, because that's why we turn to our spiritual pursuits and our encounters. Okay, this came out reversed. The King of Clubs reversed. Clubs, yeah. There's this boat on the water, ooh, right there, and then the land behind it, with a person who was trying to connection to spirit by sort of like dominating truth over you that was traditional values, or even Christianity, but Christianity like in its more toxic form, not its true message of unconditional love and connection to spirit. They may have actually wanted you dead. About your clairaudient like gifts made you sense this, and rather than letting this happen to you, you exited the situation, and that was your sacrifice, was an ego death. Six of Hearts here, card 16, tells me that you're getting wish fulfillment. The main woman. Card 29. You might be 23, 29. And this is the Ace of Spades. You're in your divine feminine energy, and you're getting wish fulfillment. And this is like ultimate receptivity, and it comes from the sacrifice you made with this ego death, and embracing a spiritual tradition for yourself that involves like conscious like cultivating of your positive boundaries. This is the scythe and the hay, and this creepy 10. This is the 10 is the energy of endings. So your ending in this situation is your ability to like use your scythe to cut out negativity. There's also like trickster energy, so you might have been dealing with a trickster, and you're able to like discern that trickster energy. Like, you can tell the difference between an energy that's pretending to be something good, like maybe the sort of fake adoption of Christian beliefs to control people, rather than like actual Jesus's like unconditional loving energy. You're able to use your discernment and be in your divine receptivity, and know that the universe is holding you and carrying you. And there's something about the stars as well. Like, you're able to understand that the light that's like reflecting off us is light that comes from stars, and that's what illuminates us, and it travels, you know, across the universe for light years. Some of it even from the very beginning of the birth of the universe. Like there's light that is coming to us potentially from dead stars that are not there. So you're also seeing like how what's illuminated in front of you is what you're paying attention to, but it might already be gone. And so what you're paying attention to can illuminate the dead, essentially, if you think a bit about it in terms of stars. And so you're encouraged, or you're understanding now, that what it is you pay attention to is what you're bringing into your reality in a very like material, fundamental way. Card 10, the bouquet, Jack of Diamonds. It tells me like these are flowers that have been picked, again with this energy of sort of death and life and what we pay attention to. The flowers have been picked, so they're not connected to their source anymore, but they've been arranged in a way that makes them beautiful and able to light up a room with their scent still. So while they're dead or decaying, they are serving the purpose that they were grown for at this point. So you may be looking back on this situation and arranging things in a way that like perhaps you didn't see it before as something that was good for you or something that was beautiful, but your ego death that you've been through and the spiritual cultivation of like exorcising negative entities, basically, turning this sort of like kingly totalitarian figure in your psyche or in your reality upside down to be in your divine feminine, is allowing you to arrange the facts and ideas of that situation in such a way that it is beautiful, and it's being presented as beautiful to you that this occurred, and you're glad because it's given you this gift of discernment, which is also an energy that Jesus represented, was discernment. Of life, again, the Tree of Life came up with the Shaman Oracle deck. There are 7 hearts here. 7 is indicating to me on this card anyways the chakras, especially because the Tree of Life is again stretching from the earth to the sky, and our chakras, I'm thinking of the tree pose specifically in yoga. You might do yoga, you might be familiar with tree pose, or you might be being asked to be more flexible and work on your balance, because a tree that doesn't bend will break in a windstorm. So this is telling me like you're being asked to go with the flow a little bit, to follow the inspirations of the wind, and that's going to anchor you in your new life. 5 is the energy of change as well, and the Tree of Life is the Sephiroth, which connects us to the different planes of existence in the celestial spheres, as well as the Tree of Life in our generational tree, like our ancestors and the lessons learned there. So whatever your ancestors passed down to you, perhaps especially related to this energy of a toxic version of Christianity, or whatever that implies to you, left you feeling like maybe even like that sense of you were being watched or seen. Again, that H.P. Lovecraft story is coming through. So in the Christianity I was raised with, it was like God sees everything you do, and if you do something bad, you're going to hell, and we're all sinners. And so this card is telling me that you've kind of encountered that, and you're able to see how the energy of like being in connection with spirit is actually much more beautiful than just this person who's waiting to persecute you. It's like allowing you to live and act out your life as though you are being witnessed as something beautiful, as something wonderful, and this is allowing you to have more discernment. And it doesn't mean that you're necessarily Christian or engaging with Christianity, only that that energy is coming through of Jesus, who, by the way, Jesus practiced a version of Christianity that is like not even the same as what most of us know today. So the fox reversed and the book reversed. Yeah, this is saying to write the story of this, like bring the story of this to an end. This story has come to an end. That's why you're being able to see it as beautiful. And again, this is the trickster, and I associate this card with the trickster. Undoing this trickster energy, being in your discernment, is anchoring you in your present, and it's allowing you to close the chapter, close the book on this chapter of your life. Today's reading felt like it was for multiple people. I usually don't grab that many decks. I usually don't go through that many cards, but these two just came out again. It feels like I want to just finish it off with a very simple beginning, middle, end. Close out this reading for Scorpio, please, Spirit. Okay, Four of Cups again. Reversed. Of Cups. So you're done contemplating the ending of this community. Being breadcrumbs. That's too many. Chariot reversed again. The Chariot reversed. I'm hearing you're done taking people back who didn't give you what you needed or wanted or what you deserved. Here we go. This one. The Tower. You're done. This is a good tower. You're done with that chapter of your life. You're done wishing you were part of a community that doesn't serve you or that you don't serve. You're done being breadcrumbed. You're done with the Chariot reverse came out, and I saw again. You're done bringing people back into your life who don't deserve to be there or who left for a reason, and you are acknowledging that. And this is your tower. You're the tower. This is your Scorpio card. You're fully in your energy. You've come out twice in this reading now, both in Death and the Tower, and you're willing to accept your own ego death to embrace this new life. In fact, you're more than ready, and somebody is actively trying to hold you back, but you're done and you're supported. Yeah, you're walking away. Eight of Cups. Into your healing. The Nine of Wands came out again with Strength on the bottom. Reading was useful and healing and helpful to you. If you resonated, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can also book a personal with me on Etsy. I really appreciate you all for being here. Thank you. Love and light.